as you said, Rod, you're out in Calgary. You're in the bubble. We're still doing the bubble, and I guess that's the plan for the World Juniors as well, Gord. I'm assuming
not a
that's
bubble.
the plan.
No, not right
it's
now.
It's not going to be a bubble as of now. Okay.
Right now, it's a full on.
Okay, but they're making up for the World Women's Hockey Championship that was supposed to be played in Halifax and Truro, Nova Scotia, that got canceled abruptly. Like our women were out there prepared to play, and then a lot of teams were out there prepared to play. And I remember having members of Hockey Canada on and members of the team, and the disappointment, you could feel it through the phone. How would you translate that into the excitement maybe you're feeling, or what the anticipated excitement will be to finally get on the ice and perform and play out this tournament?
Yeah, I would think that, think about it, guys. No other sport has shut down or rested like women's world hockey.
Yeah.
Don't even think this past spring. Remember last year. They were supposed to play last year. They didn't play in Halifax. Then they came to this year. And there was a re-entry for, and women's sport. There was the WNBL and WNBA, and then there was women's soccer. And everybody kind of came back after sort of that lockdown we went through, and sport returned, except for the CFL, of course, as well last year. And so finally, I think they've, come to a conclusion that they had to get this done. That's why we're in a bubble, because it's all international. By the way, I think we're still not through this thing, as you can tell with the variants and people who are unvaccinated. But having said that, I arrived yesterday. You have to stay in your hotel for a day in a quarantine. Then tomorrow we go to the rink. We have a preliminary game tomorrow. It's on TSN2. As well, we have Canada and Finland, and they actually play a few days later, and the United States is playing Russia tomorrow, so they get a preliminary game at least in. So as soon as we go to the rink, we have to get tested in the morning, go to the rink, and that's just the announcers. Imagine what the players are going through. And then we just come right back to the hotel. You can't go anywhere. And I do think it's out of serious caution, you guys, is because of what's happened. This tournament has been canceled twice or postponed twice. And let's say there was a test, let's say there was an outbreak, to have it happen one more time, I think would just be, near catastrophic for women's hockey, because they've been waiting so long. Talking to some of the players, talking to everybody, they're just so excited to get back to play.
So, Rod, in 2005, the United States beat Canada at the World Championship in Sweden to win its first ever Women's World Championship. That was the one where I was there for that one. Canada didn't allow a goal in the tournament and didn't win the gold medal. They lost in a shootout. But since then, the United States has won 9 of the last 11 Women's Worlds and 5 in a row. Yeah. The United States also won the Olympic gold medal in 2018. How concerning is that for people around the Canadian women's program?
I think it has been, Gordon. Now, keep in mind, too, it is Canada, United States, clearly almost every year, except for 2 years ago. Yeah. And that must have been really concerning. I'm sure, they were probably thinking of a tribunal somewhere. Now, keep in mind, Marie-Philippe Poulin, their best player, was injured, only played 4 minutes and 44 seconds in the entire tournament. But all of those excuses, the rest of the world is starting to catch up to Canada and the United States. But they're still the clear powerhouses. You look at it through the last world win was in 2012 in Vermont. And I remember, it seems like yesterday, but then you start to add up all the worlds that have come by. And most of those have also ended in one-goal games or overtimes, like 2014 in Sochi, like a shootout at the Olympics. So they're still very close. I wouldn't say it's as concerning as it might be Trump to try to figure out a way. I do believe the United States program has been better over the last few years. I think they've been faster. I think they've been more committed. And then I think they've also went through, a period where they injected some youth. And I really personally believe that Team Canada did not. And they stayed with veteran players. And you're going to see this tournament, for those of you who watch women's hockey and follow it, a lot of young players, 8 brand new players. And a lot of these players have been playing NCAA hockey because a lot of the veterans haven't been able to play, with the exception of these gap tours. So, yeah, I think there is concern. And I do think about this one. We're 5 months or 6 months away from an Olympic Games. If everything happens in Beijing, this is almost absurd to think that you're having this precursor tournament before the Olympics. But at least they're getting it done. And I do believe that Canada would like nothing better than to end this drought. I mean, that's Captain Obvious, but also to regain some momentum. I feel like they've been the underdog over the last few years, ever since probably Sochi, when they were, the best team in the world at the Olympics. But at the Worlds, for whatever reason, they just haven't been able to get it done.